Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Butch Hartman. Welcome to Speech Bubble. I'm so excited to have a special guest with me. With me today is Tara Strong. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Butch. No, it's not Tara Strong.
That's not Tara Strong? Wait,
No.
let me guess again. Hold on one second. You're Kari Walgren. You're Kari
No,
Walgren.
dude, no, it's not Kari Walgren.
Not Kari
no.
Walgren? No. Have we met before?
It's great.
It's great.
DeLisle
Grey DeLisle is here. Roll the theme music. Did. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back from the theme music. Wasn't that great theme music?
It was really good.
Did you like that?
Did Guy do that?
No, Guy didn't do
Oh,
that.
man.
That's the one piece of music Guy Moon did not do for me. No,
all right.
but
I'll allow it.
But I had a guy do it.
There we go.
A different person I know. I am with one of my favorite people on the planet. Wait, that was
Tara was last week.
That's
That's
right.
Hers. Okay.
That was another intro.
Okay. Did you do Kari's?
I know Kari hasn't been on yet. Kari, I've got to wait for Kari. You beat Kari.
Because she's too busy.
Yeah, I know. But see, Tara came in because I couldn't get you. And
okay.
so, Tara was amazing. And as we know, Tara's amazing. I am here with the incredible. How many adjectives do you want me to go into? Like 3 or 4 adjectives?
As many as possible.
As many? Incredible, amazing, talented, beautiful.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Most important. That should have been first.
Big time. I'm sorry. I'm here with the amazing Grey DeLisle. Hi, Grey.
Hi.
How are you?
I love this wall color.
Do you like the wall color blue?
Yes.
By the way, we spared no expense. Each one of these squares costs at least $1.08. I
Did
think
patrons buy each brick?
Yeah, these are all Patreon people. Yes, exactly. You can have, exactly every brick. This is actually it's soundproofing on the wall. Isn't that kind of cool?
That's actually really
We must have paid at least $20 for those signs each. I know. We
spare no expense.
I know. And you're not getting paid for this either. So thanks for coming in.
I love that all of our jokes are from the same jar. It's like spare no expense. Oh, that old chestnut.
Oh my God, I know. But every time I see you in front of a microphone, you're getting paid, and you're usually doing it for me in front of a microphone.
Now.
Except for right
this
now.
Is so weird.
Thanks for the one favor after 20 years.
I'm giving it half a shot.
Before I go into we go into the real comedy, I'm gonna give the audience a little bit of context to who you are.
Okay.
Now there are people
like they wouldn't know.
Like they wouldn't know. Well, they might not know who I am. Let me talk about myself.
You have ears.
You idiots. I know exactly. Hey, first of all, I'm here with Grey DeLisle. She is now. How do I spell your last name? Spell your name. The last name.
Griffin. It's
Griffin
Griffin now, but you refuse to acknowledge
I won't
my
say
marriage.
Griffin. You
You're
got
like,
married.
No.
It's Grey Griffin. That's right.
That's okay.
Okay,
But
like
it's
Merv,
much easier to spell.
Like Merv Griffin.
Like Merv Griffin.
Like Merv Griffin. Are you in relation to Merv
and not
Griffin?
like Griffith, which people are always like, Griffin, is that I or E?
Is
And
that
I'm
like
like,
is
it's
that like
I.
the
And I'm like,
and
oh, okay, Miss Griffith.
Is-
And I'm like, all right, forget it.
Hey, my name is Butch. Everyone gets it wrong. Go to Starbucks with the name Butch.
I'm Greg all the time. It's like, do I look like a Greg to you? And I always say it's gray, like the color. And
And then they spell it Gray. And maybe
I don't mind that, but
no,
Greg.
Butch is the worst. If I go, what name is it? Butch, and I even spell it Butch. I get Bucht. I get Bush. It's really bad.
Like,
It's
Butch,
very
please.
Exactly right. I don't mean a lot of other Butches either. You mean a lot of other Grays?
I love the Butch. That's a great name.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's a good name.
You can stay on the podcast.
That's actually one of my picks when I was naming but
and yet you didn't go for it.
I didn't go
so
for it.
apparently
People would be like,
name.
oh.
Yeah, exactly.
We know who she named the kid after. Anyway.
I'd get in a lot of trouble. We don't want. Yeah, exactly. Well, all right, we'll be right back. Stay with us after this message. Hey, so anyway, okay, I met Grey DeLisle, voice actress extraordinary. This is really weird. I just did a YouTube video yesterday where I was doing.
Brag.
Yeah, whatever.
I did a YouTube video.
Well, it's a channel thing I do. Since leaving Nickelodeon, I got to pay the bill somewhere.
That's where it would be.
How about that though? I left Nickelodeon. You freaked out by that? You don't even care. You don't even care. Do you even care?
Am I working at Nickelodeon? Okay, good.
Yeah, you are exactly. I know. Yeah,
it's
congrats.
because you made a show without me in it. Butch, did I tell you?
That is what happened.
You
I
cast
know.
Kari.
I had four shows, and you were in 3 of them.
The 3 of the ones that actually went on for a while.
The successful ones.
I am the key.
I know. I introduced Jeremy Rowley, who played Bunsen on Bunsen is a Beast. We did the podcast at Nickelodeon. Had a big audience. I went, here he is, the star of my least successful show, Jeremy Rowley, and he came.
And the guy from Crimson Chin was like, what about me?
What did I do? Hey, listen. So I did a video yesterday where I actually rewatched the original pilot of The Fairly OddParents.
And Vicky's voice was totally different.
It was very different. And you played Vicky, but it was so weird because it's there.
She was like, way nicer like this, Mr. Turner. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
And then the real Grey came out. The real ugliness inside.
Exactly. But what I love about Vicky is we made her so evil toward the end. Like even magical creatures with all the power in the universe were scared of Vicky. Like Foop, Eric Bowser's Foop. He's like, oh, please tell me Vicky's not coming over. What do you want? Nothing. Please don't hurt me. Yeah, we got to get Bowser in here.
I love him.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
I think he's so tiny. He might actually be in here. He's a very tiny
There
guy.
he is.
He's under the table. Eric Bowser, get up here. He wants a dog treat. Give him the no. I love Eric Bowser.
He's Dino on the new. We're doing Yabba Dabba Dinos together, which is like.
Wait, he gets paid to do Dino.
He's Dino.
I can do Dino. Right, is that what he does?
They didn't know you weren't.
Where was I for
anymore.
that audition? Anyone can do that. Anyway, so you started off. Now I met you on the Fairly OddParents pilot. How many years ago?
I was 25 when
I'll say it was.
So it was like really recently.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
That old joke again. No, but I'm 44 now, so it was like 19 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It was actually 1998. 7. When we did the voices, 1998, January of '98. Isn't that weird?
I know. It's
20
crazy.
years ago, my darling.
I know.
What have you been doing for the last 20 years?
Not much.
Other than all of my stuff. Other than every show I've ever done. So
but that was the beginning of everything because those were those Oh Yeah cartoons, and I booked like 3 of. I had just started. I'd gotten like I'd done Rugrats with Tara.
Yeah.
And then
don't
I
care.
did like,
Not my show.
No,
don't.
Let's
I
not
don't
talk
care.
about any of that history.
No,
Gray,
you can name.
Started with my show, Gray. That's where your career
You
started.
can name the shows. I just won't care. Just go ahead.
No, we just had done a couple little things, and then I went and auditioned for those Oh Yeah cartoons. Booked 3 of those, and of course yours was the most successful.
Was the best.
Yeah, it was
right,
the best.
right,
It was the
right.
funniest and the most handsome
you're
creator.
So sweet. Thank you. That's very
Bob
always,
Boyle. Oh wait, no, it
Bob.
was you.
No,
okay.
that was me. Come on, my gosh, Grey DeLisle. What I love about Grey. Well, okay, let's keep going. There's many things I love about Grey.
We
but
only have 45 minutes.
I never have to write for you though. You always come up with your own jokes, which is what I love about that. But
That's why I'm doing stand up now.
I know.
So I can get paid even less.
We're going to get to that. So I can pay even less. I paid you a little bit.
I got paid the other night, and I was like, I got $40.
$40.
That was amazing.
Yeah, you're rolling in dough.
I am.
Gosh, man, and you're 44 years old. The sky's the limit, Grey.
I'm making less than my years.
Oh,
but
fantastic! Yeah, I know.
Someday I'll make $44.
You can work at McDonald's and make $40. I mean, you're up there telling jokes. Are your jokes funny?
Yeah.
I'll bet they are. Do you have a joke you could share with us right now that's not R-rated? Is there like any PG or under jokes you can share with us?
Well, that race car bed one's pretty good.
Do the race car. Tell the folks at home the race car.
My 11-year-old is so dumb, you guys.
How dumb is he?
Well, I could do a little bit. Hold on. He's so dumb. We bought him a race car bed, just to kind of get him used to the idea of sleeping in his car later. But he
nice.
And I was like, you know how the dumber someone is, the sweeter they are. He's so sweet. Like he just asked me to marry him, and it was so sweet. I was like, honey, oh my God, you can't marry your mom. That's just never gonna happen. For one thing, you're never gonna make enough money. And then he said, so you're saying nobody's ever going to want to spend their life with me? Which is another one of the characters that I developed with
me,
yes.
Is
it Butters? Is it Butters?
No, that was Sammy Sweet Sparkle.
Sammy Sweet Sparkle,
Sammy Sweet Sparkle, that was you.
Yeah, but I say, well, maybe someone wanted to spend their life with you if you could do something about that heinous lisp. Anyway, I don't know. I take a lot of punches at my kid.
I'm laughing at your jokes.
I know.
That's good, even though they insult your child.
And Tex
I'm really
loves
laughing.
it, though. He's cool with it.
Your son's name is Tex.
Tex. He's like, if I wasn't so smart, I'd be offended, but
Yeah, he's super smart.
So
hey, so wait, going back to Sammy Sweet Sparkle, I want you to say this line. Here, the line was, my name is Sammy Sweet Sparkle. I can make anything super sweet, even this yucky sour lemon. Say that.
My name is Sammy Sweet Sparkle. I can make anything sweet, even this yucky sour lemon.
You make me, so funny. This is the time we had on Fairly OddParents and Danny Phantom. And by the way, Tough Puppy.
That was my favorite show.
Me too. And people think I love Fairly OddParents. Don't get me wrong.
I do too.
We had a great time.
I know, but we didn't have the time that we had.
But Tough Puppy, the cast of that show was so great, and the jokes of that show, I think, pound for pound, were some of the funniest things we ever did.
So good, and pound for pound, puppy.
See what happened there?
I know. But we still get on these. We do text chains with just the cast of Tough Puppy.
I hear these newfangled phone things. You can do them text messages.
Usually I see those things. I'm like, get me off this text chain. But with that cast, I'm always like, oh, it's hilarious.
Crying, laughing.
Hilarious.
Well, my tail will break off and form a new Keswick, which I will have to fight to the death. There can be only one.
The great Jeff Bennett.
Have you had him on?
I have not had him in here.
gosh,
No, he's in
you
jail.
gotta-
I thought he was in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Jeff.
In money jail.
And he's in.
He's built a
I'm in a prison of money.
He's the checks just keep coming, and he's actually like stuck under a pile of checks.
Well, you should talk. You have a
Residuals.
bag full of cash next to you. All right, so we started off with Fairly OddParents. You did Vicky for a number of years, which was amazing. So
I did the Tooth Fairy.
you have a whole list. So do a little bit of Vicky. Just say, hey, twerp.
Hey, twerp, go to
not bad. Make me a milkshake
I
first.
love it, Vicky. Then you did the Tooth Fairy.
Yes, I did, Butch Hartman, and I also repurposed that voice to play Catwoman in all the Arkham City games.
Nice. And you did Mrs. Waxelplax. Remember her?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Waxelplax. Oh, yes. You know, I met Edie McClurg the other night.
Oh,
and
Ed,
did I feel guilty for taking a part away from her.
She never had that part because they were like, we're not paying.
I know.
Then
You were hurt for less money.
I'm the
is what
poor
they say.
man's
Yeah,
Edie
exactly.
McClurg.
Then you
Or
did
the rich man.
I know. Exactly. Thank you. And then you did, who else in Philly Parents did you? You did Sammy Sweet Sparkle. Oh, then you did Mrs. Powers, the teacher. You were like Glinda the Good Witch. Silly, psychotic poof.
Poop. Oh, yeah. Poop. Go sit in your chair. Yeah. Yes.
No, silly, psychotic poof. Or foop.
Poop.
Yeah. It was like what? The line was, what does 2 + 2 equal? And Foop goes, death! You're like, no.
It's all right. You may all come out and thank him.
Yeah, exactly. So great. And then we moved on to a show that people will not stop talking about. Every time I post anything, my second show I did, which was, what's it called?
Danny Fant.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Oh,
You need to
I'm
say
sorry.
it
It's
louder.
just sad.
Like I would say at Nickelodeon,
that it's
speak
not
up, Gray.
on anymore.
I know.
We
my
really
God.
need. I wanted to do like a grown-up Danny Fant.
We're
like a
going
Danny
to
Phantom.
eventually. People are.
Animated one.
Well,
Animated.
I would love to do an animated one. I think an animated one because you couldn't be on the live
I
action
couldn't, and
one.
nobody wants to see the live action one. They're like, no, we want the animated one.
I know. We need to do an aged up animated one.
Yes.
And I did a Danny Phantom 10 years later video, which is very cool, and people loved it on
Oh,
YouTube. I know.
good.
You did Sam Manson. Let's hear a little bit of Sam.
Well, Sam was kind of like this. She was kind of like, but I feel like Sam was ahead of her time because she wasn't like your typical ingenue.
No, she was very.
she was
very
tough,
tough. She's a
and
tough chick.
yeah,
She
she's
was very tough.
vegetarian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Vegetarian, and she was Jewish too.
Yeah, and I love that they didn't focus on their romance. They had a great friendship, which is a great thing to start your relationship.
That's right.
with,
Like you and I did.
Blossomed
Into a romance, exactly,
Ours
which
blossomed
we
into
are
a
not talking about.
Dead plant. It has no life to it or truth to it at all.
How much longer we gotta go? How much longer? Okay, getting out of
It's
here.
very
Okay.
drought tolerant.
Then we moved you on to and the great thing was about this. We're gonna go into some voice acting tips you have for people. I know you have many tips. I know, even though you get all of the parts and no one has a chance against you. So you got Danny Phantom, but you auditioned for Danny Phantom. I didn't just hand that
you
to
don't
you.
hand it out.
I don't
You
hand
should
it out.
have.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I have
I
been
know.
the key to every successful
really
show.
have, and I
really
should have.
When I'm missing, things
You know
do
what's
not
funny?
fly.
I should have known.
I told you over and
should
over.
have
I
known that.
reminded you.
I know. And so then,
You're like, Kari sounds just like Gray. Let's have Kari on.
Yeah, I know. She was nicer to me. I don't know what
I
it was.
know. She's nicer than me.
Yeah, she's nicer than anyone.
I sound so much like her though that and I say so many filthy things on the air. Just I mean
Yes.
not on the air, but just on the microphone that they will never put on the cartoon.
Yes, of course.
And Kari is just like the sweetest person, never says bad things. And they actually played her a clip of me being gross, and it sounded just like her. And they're like, "Remember when you said that?" And she was horrified. She was like, "I don't remember saying that. Did I say that? What's wrong?"
Kari's
with
so
me?
sweet. Like birds follow her around. Like
I
little
know,
birds, little
she's
rabbits.
like-
Like
she's
it's like Cinderella. I can't even do it. And then you moved on to Tough Puppy, and you played
Kitty Catswell, who kind of sounded just kind of like me, only a little bit more polished.
that lame Brian. Dear Kitty, I switched Brian's with you. That lame Brian. Oh my God. Now, how funny was Tough Puppy though?
That was.
Didn't
so
we have a
great.
blast on that show?
We did.
We had such a blast. We had the amazing Darren Norris as the chief.
Darren,
I
love
know.
him
Trying to
so
get him on the
much.
podcast too.
I remember when you were Tough Puppy at first.
I was trying to be tough. I
You were
couldn't
tough-
find
I thought you should be Tough Puppy. Then I heard you do it, and I was like, well,
Thank you.
he used to be an actor.
That's why I run things. Exactly.
Then we had another guy try it out,
Right.
the voice.
I know,
And
yeah.
what was that?
That was this
he
guy
was
that-
super successful now.
Oh yeah. Well, the guy.
He's an on-camera guy.
Yeah. Well, the guy who Jerry.
No, not the
The other
not
guy.
Super successful now.
Yeah. No,
The
Jerry's not super successful.
one.
No, of course he's not.
What's his name? It's like
Oh, PJ.
PJ. He's
PJ
like
Byrne. Remember
Mr.
that
He's like
guy?
Mr. On Camera.
PJ Byrne came in and auditioned, and he was
and
hilarious.
I loved him, but he was new. He was a little bit too.
He was new, but he was so awkward and weird, but we loved him.
Yeah.
And then for some reason the network didn't want him. And then
it was the network. I thought it was. I was like, why? He was good.
no, it's never me. Trust
I had
me,
great
it's
chemistry
never
with
me.
him.
I know. I only fire you. You don't know I've ever fired. But no, but PJ came in. I forgot about him. That's right. He was so
Yeah.
good.
I'll help you. I'm gonna be your memory.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And then Jerry, I was terrified to have Jerry in because I was like, oh, they're gonna pick some on-camera guy from one of their shows. He's
know.
gonna be terrible.
But he
And
auditioned. He was
so
hilarious.
good.
But he was so good because he would bring not only his natural hilariousness into the room.
Yeah.
But he would take our stuff and make it even better. And he brought you guys, not that you had to be brought up, but like you guys all could gel with him really well. It was so great.
Yes. I thought he could have a career in voiceover. Remember when he had to play all the different characters? Like he had to play all of us, and he did a pretty darn good job.
He imitated
of
all
it.
of you guys as Dudley. I forget what the episode was, but he had to do all of your voices or
and
something.
He did a great job.
Remember the time you guys switched brains and he was in Kitty Catswell's body? He's like, well, it was his brain in Kitty's body.
I think he should do stand-up. He's
really
but
funny.
he doesn't want to do it.
He's really funny. Jerry, I think Jerry's got every dime he ever made from iCarly, and is not. He lives in a bunker, and that's it.
Yeah.
He's not going out anywhere.
Yeah.
He's been on the podcast, so he was funny.
Yeah.
Not as funny as this. This is we
already
are killing this. This is killing.
You're ready to edit out a bunch of stuff.
Let's go over your history a little bit, other than my stuff, which I'm very jealous when you work on anybody else's shows. It's like almost like your girlfriend's dating another guy.
I've worked all.
So thanks
it
a
was
lot.
all the people that you originally hired. It's Jack Thomas
Oh, I
and
know. Yeah, I
Bob
know.
Boyle.
Yeah, I
You
know.
introduced them.
Oh no, I mean
like
all
when
their careers.
It's like when you have a really good friend that you just love, and then you like bring them to coffee with your big group of friends once, and then pretty soon you're like, oh, so and so and my friend are at coffee. That's
They're all hanging-
weird.
why-
That's
how
my
come-
friend.
how come I was-
I introduced him to that friend.
How come I wasn't? No,
Are they cutting me out? They're cutting me out.
I know. And in my case, it's all my other friends with no talent are with each other. Wow, how come that is? I'm joking.
How did my no talent friends met my talent friend, and now they're making money together?
Why are my no talented friends working on a show? Anyway, no, they're all very talented people. I'm reading that off a piece of paper right here. You can hear me reading that.
Scott
Hold on. So
Fellows.
I got now it's Scott Fellows. Yeah, Scott Fellows. Good. I gotta
He's
get
doing
Scott
the
in
new
here.
Rocking Bullwinkle.
I know he is, Scott Fellows. Yeah, he learned everything from me as well. All these guys learned everything from
They
me,
did. They were
but
like,
they'll
what
never
else do you
admit
do?
it.
I know.
They'll never admit it. You think they'll admit it ever?
No.
God, no, they would never admit it.
No.
If they admit it, I'll have them on the podcast. But other than that, yeah. Once the
They have to
admissions,
send a videotaped message. All right, Butch, I'm going to admit
I learned
this.
everything from you.
Can I get through now?
No, what do you? Okay, no, not that I care, but I think the audience might care.
Okay.
What other shows are you on now? I mean, I know it's a long list. Let's just start going. Go.
Oh, I'm still doing Daphne on Scooby-Doo.
Right now, where's Scooby Doo?
Jeepers, it's a creepy mess. We're doing tons of we do direct to videos all the time, and we're doing a new series called Guess Who Scooby Doo, where we have like celebrities on and stuff.
I see.
It's like celebrity guests.
Where do they air these things though?
On Warner Brothers.
But where do they air?
Cartoon
On
Network.
Channel 5?
Cartoon
I
Network.
say Channel 5 here in LA. KTLA or is it
I don't
is
have
it Cartoon
cable.
Network?
I
Is it Cartoon
everything.
Network?
Cartoon Network. Warner
Okay,
Brothers
got
and
it.
Cartoon Network are.
I say it's the CW. The CW is on Channel 5 out here. That's why I'm saying the CW. They're not on there though. Okay.
But we did a Supernatural, Scooby Natural with them, like you know
Nice.
the Supernatural show.
So Scooby Doo. What else?
Yeah, I'm playing Betty Rubble on the Yabba Dabba Dinos, which is like I've been playing Betty Rubble for a long time at the videos and
What
stuff.
did they do? They do more,
Oh, Bonnie.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's
Very
fun.
cute. I love that laugh. That was the original. Was that B. Benaderet?
That was the B. Yeah.
B. Benaderet from Petticoat Junction.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. That's right. Look at you.
And yeah.
What else?
I'm doing the Loud House at Nickelodeon.
Nice.
And that's going great. We're gonna do. I think we're doing a feature film with that, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, are they gonna use which? I said, are they gonna give us like some like little part in it, or like woman number one or something, or
Mm-hmm.
who are they? And they were like, no, you'll be doing the voices. I was like, I'm so beaten down as a voice actor.
Oh,
I'm
I know. It's like,
oh, who's playing my part?
I get to actually be in the movie
Is
this
it gonna
time.
be Selena Gomez? As
Oh,
my,
that's nice. Very nice.
And yeah, and I'm doing a DreamWorks. I do like the Dragons show, Jack Thomas's show, Dragons, at DreamWorks, and
Jack
Puss
Thomas,
in
whose
Boots,
career I made.
and-
Yes, exactly. Right, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
Rocky and Bullwinkle with the Scott Fellows.
Scott Fellows, I made his career
your
too.
other
Yes,
guy.
of course. That's fine. That's cool.
All of your proteges.
All my proteges. That's fine. It's always good to see your proteges doing well. That's nice. It is
yeah,
good. And what else? Anything else?
And I
we
do
know?
Mighty Magiswords at Cartoon Network.
Amazing. Now
and
you also don't you
Apple
want-
and Onion at Cartoon Network.
I guess the important thing is you're working more than Tara Strong. Is that the most important thing?
Oh, Tara and I. But of course, she always gets the big high-profile things too. We're doing
Yes.
Unikitty together, which is just doing great. It's at Warner Brothers. Unikitty, she's like from the Lego Movie.
Okay, here's the thing. There's a Unikitty, and there's another show being developed called Unicorn Rainbow Kitty something.
Ooh.
Unicorn Rainbow Kitty. That's what. So
Warner
this
Brothers
is
might have
Unikitty.
a case.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing that in court soon.
There's another show somewhere I heard about. Yeah.
And
So
I
go
played
ahead.
Puppycorn on that. Her brother, this little
Nice.
puppy. But it's so funny. And and we're also doing DC superhero girls. But Lauren Faust is doing this Wonder Woman and Batgirl and
Very
Supergirl.
cool.
They're friends and
Very
they fight
cool.
crime. It was a short, and now they're making a big series out of it.
Very cool.
But Tara plays Batgirl. I'm the lead. I'm the lead. Wonder
I got
Woman.
it. You're
I'm
the,
Wonder
what,
Woman.
You're Wonder Woman.
I'm Wonder Woman. Okay, so
who could totally
the holidays
take
roll around.
Batgirl.
The holidays roll around and they hand me this mug with Tara's character on it, and I was like, "Oh, I think you gave me Tara's mug." And they were like, "Oh yeah, that we put her character on every mug because
We don't have any
it was
other
the only
mugs."
design that was complete." And I was like, "Of course it is, yeah, okay." And Tara,
You couldn't find a Wonder Woman picture anywhere. Yeah,
just
anywhere.
like I know, but it's hilarious.
So does Tara get like
knows.
resids from the mug? Does she get,
Probably.
yeah.
Every morning she gets my residual
Every time you
anger.
drink out of
Every
the
time
mug?
I sip out of it.
You
I'm
drink
like,
out of the mug?
"Tara,
You really
I
do?
drink out of it, but I bite it.
It's a mug that I hate. I hate this mug.
I give it to visitors who
I
I
know
don't
exactly.
care for.
Well, something really cool that you've just done, I just heard about. They just changed the Pirates of the Caribbean ride around, did they not? No, tell us what they did. They changed the ride around how?
They took out the human trafficking.
Got it,
Which
got it.
apparently was beloved. People are angry at me.
Let's explain what that means. What did that? They had like a woman
they
on an
were
auction
selling
block,
women into slavery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
What a delightful ride.
And there was a joke about a heavy woman where she, cause there
Right.
was the fat joke about like show me your larboard side.
Oh, I got
because
you,
she was like
got
a
you,
ship,
right,
having
right.
to turn.
Times were different back then.
Yeah,
Times were
it was
different.
fun. We
Yeah.
like to sell women and make fun of people's weight. But it was funny because my son, and I had no idea I would be part of the solution on this. We were just on the ride and I'd accepted it. We had learned about human trafficking like in Portland. We went through this Shanghai tunnel tour or whatever, and Tex was kind of a heavy subject, and he was like,
Yes.
"Wow, people would get," and I was like, "Yeah, they'd have to work off their slavery, like on these
Oh my
ships
gosh.
they're getting Shanghaied. You'd like, but when men would get too drunk, there was like a hole in the floor of the bar, and it would they would land on a mattress, and they would be sold to these ship captains to work it off,
And they would
Shanghai.
wake up on a ship in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
And they
it's
had
like
to
you
work.
work or you die.
Yeah, which is the way I ran my Nickelodeon shows.
It's great.
That's how I found you.
And non-union stuff.
That's
is like that. They're
that's
just
how
like,
I
you
found
want
you.
to make it into SAG?
Exactly.
You'll work for free for
What's
2
with
years.
the non-union crowd? I just stop it. Knock it off. So keep going. So
I'm
keep
a
going.
union. I'm Norma Ray.
I know you are. I understand. The union is a very important
It's
thing.
very good.
Exactly.
No, but anyway, so Tex had just learned about that, so we're on the Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's like, "What's happening with those ladies that are all locked up? And are they selling that lady?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "They can't do that. It's Disneyland.
Oh
they can't
my
have that at Disneyland." He was only like 8. He's always been like real.
Did he write a letter of complaint?
No, but he complained to me, and I was just bad mom that I am. I was just like, that's just kind of like people don't.
This
I was like,
Disneyland.
that happened. That's history, And then and
Right.
he's like, well, why don't they change it? They have to change it. And I go, well, people get cranky about changing
Your
the ride.
kid's really smart.
Oh, he's so smart.
a smart
and
kid.
he's so socially aware too. But he goes, excuse me, if they can put Johnny Depp on the ride to change it, they can take out the human trafficking. And I was like, you know what? You're so right. And you're only when he was 9.
I don't know
or
what bothers me more, the human trafficking or Johnny Depp.
I-
I think I would just rather. I'd rather
Johnny
have.
Depp.
I'd, yeah, let's get the Johnny Depp
He's
on.
not part of history.
I know. By the way, we're not endorsing
we
anything
love-
bad here.
No,
We
Johnny,
want all
if
the
you're
bad things
listening,
removed off of the
love
ride.
you.
So anyway,
so
what happens? So
now-
you're the solution to the problem.
I'm the solution to the problem.
What'd you
because
do?
the redhead now, who used to be the one that the pirates were on, he wants the redhead.
Yeah.
Now I'm a bootlegger. She's like got this rum and she's auctioning off the rum.
So
she's
alcoholism has taken the place
You
of
know
human
what?
trafficking.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So what you've said is there's really no solution to this problem. Pirates are just
ho, a meeting for me. Or, I don't know.
yo ho yo ho social awareness for me. Life was a lot simpler back then. Interesting. So wait, now you're
It's
also
like, is this organic Martinelli's? I don't. Anyway, sorry.
exactly. Oh my God. So wait. So you have so much to talk about. I'm trying to cram all this in here. So you've done. You're the new redhead on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. People can hear your voice and they go through the ride.
Yes.
How cool is that?
It's gonna be exciting. It just opened in Florida, and then it'll be in Los Angeles over the summer.
Did
So
any
I'm
of
gonna take
my
kids.
did my proteges produce that? Did any of the guys that
No,
whose
I
queers
had
I made?
I had never met. There were a lot of the Imagineers.
I got it. Okay.
And then the guy that runs character voices over there.
Now people don't know when you go and do a voice like that for Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how long is the session? How many sessions are there?
Well, Mary Kay Bergman was a huge influence on me, who
Yeah.
played the original
Timmy
Timmy
Turner,
before
that's
she
right.
passed
That's
away.
exactly
so
right.
she was like my mentor. Love her so much, and I always feel her. I just feel I'm always talking. I talk out loud when I have, and it was called. I used to call her the redhead because she was the redhead. She
Right.
had red hair,
Yeah.
and so when I got the audition, I was like, oh man, this was her favorite ride, and she's the redhead, and oh man, she would have been awesome at this.
Yep,
so I
yep.
was like, Mary Kay, what should I do? If there's
Oh, my
any
gosh.
coaching, because she used to be she used to help me with
Really?
auditions when I first started.
Yeah, she was originally Timmy Turner.
Yes,
she was.
and
Yeah,
it's
she
all
was.
full circle.
I know.
But but I honestly, I kind of wing it a lot of times. Like I don't
I know
read
you
the
do. You're
scripts
super
a lot.
talented.
But
I
I just
get
like,
it.
I got 3 children. I don't have time to be
I
reading
got it.
scripts.
I got it. And they're not even yours, but that's okay.
They're not mine.
I know.
I just
find
they're
them
urchins that I picked up
on
off
the
the street. I was like, "Do you want to go to private school?
Can I pay $24,000 a year?
Can I have the pleasure?"
I would love to.
When I hear about people who have free school, like in Calabasas, I'm like, really? And it's like
know.
safe and everything?
It totally
Wow,
is safe.
That's
Your
amazing.
public school is not bad.
But you have to drive 2 hours to get to
It depends on where the
and
school
I'm late
is.
as it is, Butch. I can't.
Yeah, I know. You were on time today. You were right on time.
I overshot it because I was like, okay, I'm always late, and it's going to take
I
an
am-
hour to get there.
I am deeply touched. Thank you for being on time. But anyway,
You
so
are deeply
anyway, go
touched.
ahead. So you
What were we even?
Pirates of the Caribbean
Pirates of the
session.
Oh yeah. So
what's
yeah.
what is the session like
So
that
I
like?
never prepare, but I
Right.
was like, Mary Kay. So I got close. Like it was already down to me and like I think 5 other people after a couple rounds of auditions.
Okay.
Just from our agencies or whatever. And then
Got
we
it.
went to character voices, and I was like, "So Mary Kay, like, what would you do if you were here?" And I was like, "Wow, you were here all the time," because she played Snow White. So I was like, "This is your little stomping ground, Mary Kay. So like,
Right,
what, if
right.
you got any pointers?" And I really felt like something telling me, "Prepare, Gray." Like, and I was like,
Yes.
"What can I do?" So I was like, "Oh, look up some pirate slang."
Make
I'm
a
like,
choice
Yeah,
this time.
yeah, like do
Nice.
some. She used to prepare all the time with her. Like she had recorders and she was
Wow.
like Miss. She was
Oh,
a
nice.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
And so
So that's called we call that a professional.
She
Yeah,
was- yeah, I know.
I understand. That's what
I'm
the
just
word
like, it'll work out.
the term is. Yeah, you're
I'll
like
be funny and charming,
I'm
and
Grey
everyone will
DeLisle.
love me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 13 minutes late on a good
Right.
day. No,
Right.
but anyway, so I looked up pirate slang and everything. Thank goodness, because I went in there. I was there for like an hour by myself, and they were like, "So, we don't have like a lot of lines written, so we're just thinking like, why don't you like just do some like improv?" I'm like, oh my god!
Unbelievable.
And I had looked up like they were selling eggs in the auction, which I didn't know, but I
Right.
had looked up some pirate slang, and apparently cackle fruit is what an egg is called. Cackle
Whoa,
fruit. I learned all
cackle-
this pirate slang, and oh man, was I prepared!
By the way, you just named this episode of the podcast.
Cackle fruit.
That's what it's called.
And Vicky likes to. I don't like fruit.
Give me some cackle fruit,
Give me
twerp.
some fruit milkshake.
Okay, don't hurt me.
Listen up, foop.
All right. So when you, I guess what I'm asking is when you go into I know how voiceover sessions work for cartoons. We have the whole cast in there. We read a script. It takes like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
When you go in for a session for a ride like that, how many takes do they do? How many lines do they give
It was a
you?
lot. It was about an hour for like
Oh my god,
5 lines.
Oh my god, that's terrible. An hour.
But
You work for an hour.
no, but like for 5 lines.
And you made
that's a lot.
$70,000?
No,
I mean, that's
God, no. I
crazy.
made scale, and
Scale.
I honestly would have done it for free because I was so excited to be the one chosen.
Disneyland
I was like,
ride.
I'll do anything. What is it, mouse? What do you want? But the amazing thing was, I found out I got the part on Mary Kay's birthday. Or wait, no, it was the anniversary of her death,
Oh my gosh.
and her husband wrote.
What was that anniversary? What day
November
was it?
11th. 11/11. Yeah, November 11th.
Yeah, that's when it was.
Yeah,
I
and
remember,
so I found.
I remember when I was
yes.
informed of that.
And
Yeah, that
she's
was a
like,
sad
she was
thing.
like very into that kind of thing, like
Yeah,
nervous.
I'll never
But her
forget.
husband had just. It's funny because when I had the audition for the redhead, I was like, I just auditioned for something. I can't tell you what it is, but it would have been perfect for Mary Kay. And I honestly feel like she helped me out with it a little bit because I prepared like I never
Wow.
do, and I really paid off. And he was like, well, he said, by hook or by crook, I hope you get the part.
He did not say
That's
that.
what he said, and I go,
That's a pirate term.
I know.
That's
and
a pirate term. Hooker by crook.
I know, and I said, "Oh my gosh, the fact that you just said that right now is really creepy." And you'll find out later if I get the part. I'll tell you. So on the anniversary of her death, he wrote to me on Facebook and said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, Mary Kay, this is the day." And I said, "And I was just about to call you up. Can I call you right now?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I called him. I was like, I was filming something in Portland, but I called him like at night, and I was like, "Hey, I just got the part of the redhead on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride." And he's like, "That was Mary Kay's favorite ride." And I go, "I know." And she totally helped me. She actually had the album of the
Oh
songs.
my
and
gosh,
anyway, so-
that's amazing.
Yeah.
that is very
It's
weird.
really neat
I'm
stuff.
trying to cram all this in you. You're doing so many things. So like, and now, before I get to the rest of the things that you do,
Okay.
I want to ask because everyone's going to want to know
Okay.
what you.
Am I single?
Now,
Kind of.
I'm
I'm married but open to opportunities. No.
It's very interesting. Wow, that's very interesting, Grey DeLisle. Now you are in your second marriage, right? Third. Oh, is it 3?
DeLisle was
I
really
see-
like
I
a
see
little
3 fingers go-
19-year-old mistake. DeLisle.
Wait,
I was
wait.
19.
What was your maiden name?
Van Osprey.
Van Osprey.
Dutch. Yeah.
Osprey?
I've had Van Osprey. VANOOS.
Van Osprey.
B-R-E.
I met the Grey DeLisle.
Yes, I've met all my relatives from Holland, the Van Ospreys, and they're like these gigantic, tall,
All Dutch people are
blonde,
huge.
red-haired.
Dutch people are gigantic.
My dad and my sister, my daughter looks just like my sister. My sister doesn't have any children, but when she's with my daughter, people are like,
We're gonna have
"Your
to come
daughter
back.
looks
We're gonna
just
have to come.
like
We're gonna
you."
have to come back on that one right there.
Sorry.
No, you're very big on talent though. You're not very big tall wise.
No, I go to the reunion and they're like, "Can we help you, ma'am?" Because a Mexican got into the mix and it messed everything up. And I got the little Mexican genes.
I like it,
Yeah.
but you got so much talent, though. Now, wait a second. Now, so okay, when people go into an audition for a voiceover role, do you have any tips or advice, like as far as making it in Hollywood? Because everybody who listens to this podcast wants to know these type of things. I give them insights on how to make movies and how to make cartoons and how to sell cartoons. When you're a voice actress in Hollywood, is it easy or is it pretty difficult?
Well, this is like the only thing I'm good at, Butch. Like I have no other skills. When people have other skills, I'm like, run with those because this is really hard to do.
Right.
But when it's your only option, because seriously, if
Right.
I didn't do this, I would be opening up the door at Walmart, be like, welcome to Walmart. I mean, like that's my only skill is being nice and kind of fun.
But the thing is, though, like you're so good at the voices, which a lot of people.
I've been doing them since I was really little. I didn't know it was a job. I was just like, I'm going to be some weird lady doing voices at Walmart.
Exactly. That's what I thought of myself too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not that everybody at Walmart's weird. We're not saying
honestly,
that.
like my dream. They're like, "What's your dream?" I was like, to own a house someday.
By the way, there goes the Walmart endorsement. Thanks very much. We're
Sorry,
gonna have
Walmart.
that.
No, I love
Whatever. It's
Walmart.
all right. Maybe Disneyland.
I
will
like
endorse.
Target a little bit better, but
You like-
Target's
maybe-
fancy Walmart.
Maybe.
If I'm feeling rich, I'm like, no, today Target.
Target is fancy Walmart.
It is,
That's
it
another
is. It's like
title.
if I'm-
We have Cackle Fruit and Target's fancy Walmart. I love that. Okay, there's two titles. Hey, so when you're okay, I know you're super talented, but there's the talent part, then there's the getting a job part.
Yeah,
Right?
I always add a funny thing if I can, like if I
To an audition.
Yes.
You've always been great when you audition for me. You always you always
try to-
you always win those auditions and those parts because you add some
I
comedy. in
learned
there.
that from Tress McNeil because when I first moved to LA,
I'm
I
sure
thought
she's grateful you took her jobs. That's fine.
No, I didn't take any of her jobs. No, she's her jobs. She's Wilma on the Flintstones. I'm Betty,
Really?
and
And
she's
you're
Wilma.
Betty, so there you go.
Yes,
There
we
you
do
go.
those little conventions together too. I love her so much.
Nice.
No, but she doesn't even probably know that she even helped me with this. But when I moved to LA, I was like, I need to figure out how to get parts. I need to figure out how this whole thing works.
Right.
So I thought I'm going to go intern at a casting place. So I went to Kalmanson and Kalmanson, interned with them, and I
Who was
started
where?
Kalmanson and Kalmanson. They're a commercial casting place.
Kalmanson and Kalmanson.
Yeah, Kathy and Harv Kalmanson.
That might also be the title of the podcast.
Oh.
Kalmanson and Kalmanson. No one's going to know what it means.
They will sue you.
I
They
know.
will sue you.
They will sue you.
Oh
for
no, they'll know what it means. They're a pretty big commercial cast. They're in Burbank. They're one of the top ones. Anyway,
one voice
but-
I have to have you do the Counting Cougar from Tough Puppy though at one point.
Was she?
She was kind of like this. She was kind of a manly woman.
Yes, she was. Was it 1, 2? Buckle
One,
my shoe.
6,
7, 8. I ate something now. I think it was
Okay,
a rodent
keep
of
going.
some kind.
So you got
Anyway,
into,
so I interned at the casting place, and I learned everyone is really good. Everyone is really good.
Super talented.
What's gonna make you stand
Yeah,
out?
super talented. I know.
Yes, and so there was this one audition that was like a woman who it was kind of a film noir kind of voice, and she.
Hey, copy boy, get this
she
down
was
to the
kinda like
printing.
that, yeah, and she was talking about like Ross Dress for Less or something, and she'd spent all this money, got all these things, and then her husband didn't like the things, and didn't like what
this
she
is
bought.
the part to audition.
That was
for.
the part. It was a commercial, but
Okay.
for Ross or something. Anyway, but I mean, she was like, so I, and the woman at the end of the thing said, so I did what any good woman would do. I divorced him or something like that. And it wasn't that funny, but whatever. Everybody was really, really good, like equally good. And I was like, God, this is hard. I don't know who I'd pick. They're all pretty great. And then Tress came on, and she said, so I did what any good woman would do. I shot him. And it was just like
It just made you laugh.
It just made
It
me laugh.
was
And I was
different.
like, you know what? Let's just trick to her. She's just as good as everybody else, and she made me laugh. So let's just
There
go with
you
her. And
go.
so I learned if you just a little thing. It's not going to
Stand
mess
out.
with the script too much. It's just like something to make you pop.
And that's why everybody who I've really ever hired has done something like that.
Because you want free punch up.
That's exactly right. Like I asked you to help me write the bit at the beginning of the podcast.
I know, and
Like,
I
great.
didn't. I failed
I'm
miserably.
Like,
I
great,
was
you got
like-
anything funny?
And then you
Greg?
made up something, and I was like, yeah, that's good.
like I did for 20 years, exactly. Hey, no, but it is. What does Darren Norris always say? Funny always wins. It's like
It's
funny
true,
always wins.
Yeah.
Even
And
if it's a
you're-
dramatic part, funny always wins.
Yes, and yeah, and also like when we're in the booth, they know that I'll probably come up with a few extra little funny things.
You're
Like if
hysterical in
she's
the booth.
doing that in the auditions, she'll do that for our show.
No,
She's
you're,
gonna make our show
you're
better.
hysterical in the booth, and your stories that we can't ever use on air are always really funny.
I save them for your podcast.
I know, thank you.
And
I
cram
know,
them
thank
into
you.
45 minutes.
No, the cool thing is you when actors are in the. I always say there's I want to be a voice actor. I go, great, you got the voice, but there's the acting
Yeah,
part. There's the acting
yes.
part, and people don't understand it's the performance and making it better than it's written.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even help inform the writers that way. Like remember when we finally got Jerry on Tough Puppy? It was like, oh, we can write for this guy, and that informed
It's
our
almost
writing.
inspiring.
Exactly. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, he'll kill this line. We know Gray will kill this line, and Jeff
Kill
will
it,
destroy
just
this.
into the ground,
just
just like-
destroy it. Yeah.
Well, then Jeff Bennett would come in and do that.
so
And that
great.
guy, he's a walking computer of
And
voices.
Maddie.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
So.
Hey, it's me, Snapchat.
And I got to be Snapchat's mom.
Oh, that's-
Remember, I really wanted that. It was like a throw mama from the train kind of thing.
You did like an Ann Ramsey. Owen! It's me, Owen!
Talk like this. I had
Oh
to
my
remember.
God.
I remember I wanted that so bad.
The Snapchat was like,
you're not getting paid any extra, Gray, like because you do 3 voices for the price of 1. And I was like, I don't care. I really want Snapchat's mom.
I know. Anyway. Snapchat's line was like, oh, and in a pinch, I have access to a vulture. Are you kidding me, Agent Puppy? Want to hear the lunch specials? No, we don't really want to eat. No, the lunch specials are the trio that play at lunch. It's like a jazz trio. So we're like, well, I got some more stuff here for you, Gray. Okay. I wrote the word pirates down, and either we talked about pirates,
that.
or you were a pirate. I'm forgetting. Were you a pirate at one time?
No.
Yeah.
I'm a voice of the pirate on the new Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm getting tons of internet flack for it because I was saying people really didn't want to change the human trafficking.
I love it.
And I don't care. I'm just like, good. I
Wait,
even
what did you say?
tweeted like, "Arg, come at me, haters!" Because I was like,
What did you do? You said you want to change. You said on Twitter, I don't want to change the human trafficking. Or
No, people apparently are really upset that human trafficking is being changed. They're like, we liked it. Women's rights are annoying. Anyway.
No, it's like it deflates any argument.
I
Like,
I know.
I
So
know.
I don't care. I'm like, I'm going to be on a Disneyland
I like
ride.
change. I'm an agent of change.
Yeah,
You
and I feel
know
like
that.
Walt liked
Walt
to change with
Disney,
the times. He
Walt-
wanted Disneyland always changing and growing.
Exactly. I know. And Walt Disney's still alive. She's frozen somewhere. And now you're doing stand-up comedy.
I'm doing stand-up.
Doing stand-up comedy. How long have you been doing stand-up comedy for?
Not very long, like 6 months, and I'm doing a comedy
That's
special.
a long time.
But it's a long time. But to have 15 minutes of material to do,
It's
it's
hard.
hard to get a.
We're
even
barely
5
scraping
minutes.
by this podcast. My God, this has been a struggle.
But
yeah.
I love it.
I did stand up too back in the early 90s.
You did?
I did tons
I
of stand up.
did
Yeah,
not
I did stand up, and
know.
I was actually an MC at the Ice House in Pasadena.
I'm trying to get into the Ice House. There,
You know Butch
that's
Hartman.
hard.
You
I
know
know.
Butch Hartman,
Maybe
yeah.
I could drop your name.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no, but I'm
plus,
obsessed.
plus, I was younger Butch Hartman. I looked a lot better. I had the John Stamos mullet going on.
You had those.
Yeah,
like
not
the
anymore.
Soap opera guns.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gone for now. But you're getting guns too. You're in shape. Look at
I'm
you.
trying to
I
work
know, and I'm
it.
being very nice, Miss politely saying because I've seen you many ways. You look really good. Not that you've ever looked bad. You always look great.
you.
Always
I
very.
was saying
stylish.
I always looked passable, so I didn't work out.
Pretty passable.
You know,
for what
okay.
you ate, you look
like,
pretty good.
I feel like if you know.
I'm joking. It's a
Sometimes
joke.
some
I'm
people-
just
some
repeating
people
your
Some
joke.
people kind of have to work out.
Not you though. Not you.
No,
No, the
but
stand-up
people are gonna
comedy.
hate me if they think I'm serious. I'm like, did you hear Gray on that podcast? She's so awful.
Yeah, and they're gonna think that I thought you didn't look good, and I think you look great all the time.
He body shamed her.
I'd
Did you
always
hear
say
Butch?
that grace is short for great with a T at the end. Exactly.
People do think that.
So wait, the stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
So
stand-up
you've been
comedy.
doing it where can we see you doing
I did
stand-up?
the Comedy Store and Flappers.
Flappers is where?
In Burbank.
Okay, now comedy
Comedy
stores
stores in Hollywood.
Hollywood and Flappers
Yeah,
in Burbank. got it.
but I'm doing my own comedy special. I was gonna do a 15-minute comedy special for myself. And
Does this count as part of the comedy special?
do you,
The
are you
podcast?
trying to get a piece of
Yes, I am. I want to like kind
Forever
of
forever the producer.
dovetail onto that. Yeah, if I could. So wait, where do I see the comedy special?
You can come to the taping.
I can.
Well, the thing is, I rented. I mean, I got a space.
Oh, you're
and-
producing yourself.
Yes, and
Good for
I
you.
hired a set designer who did
Love
this
it.
amazing set.
Love
and
it.
I hired a crew. And then I'm meeting all these hilarious people at like open mics and like
Who are
and I did
dying
at
to
the
be on a
Comedy Store.
comedy special.
Well, and they're too good to not have I'm like the Oprah Winfrey of comedy specials. I'm like, you get a comedy special, you get a I talked to the crew. I was like, how much extra will you charge me if I do other people's stuff for 15 minutes? And they're like, we're here, like we're gonna be in LA, so I don't know, a little bit extra. So I gave them a little bit extra money. So I'm producing 7 other comics
is
besides
awesome.
myself, and it's called My First Comedy Special. And then it has their name, so I'm gonna put it on Amazon Prime.
I freaking
it's
love
gonna
that.
be like
That's
a bunch of
amazing.
15-minute comedy specials.
I got to get 15 minutes together. Would you
And
produce?
Eli Braden from Howard Stern did our theme song.
Would you produce me if I did a comedy?
Do you want to do a comedy special?
If I could get 15 minutes together, I think I could be okay. I'm
Okay,
not
well,
sure. I don't
I'm
know.
putting up these 8 things,
Well,
and
I
then
can't compete
if
with
those
those
do
guys.
well, I'm going to do more. So there's a slot for you.
I'll be the older
There's
guy
a slot
comedy
for you.
special.
Then
The
you'll be
guy. I could
Suck
do
on
it.
that, Nickelodeon.
Can I? Can I just say one thing about what you just told me? Everything you just said is awesome because you did it all yourself. You self-produced everything. You found the people. You found the crew. And when you rented the space, a lot of people think I can't make it unless someone else hires me and someone else gives me a job on their project. But you can make your own projects
Yes.
anytime you want. They don't have to be super gigantic, but start somewhere.
Yes.
We try and be inspirational on this podcast too. Can you find any inspirational bone in your body right now? Just join in with me. Join in.
No, it's so true. I've always told my friends, make your own content. Well, I even said that when I first moved to LA. I was like, I don't want to be, I hate other people being in charge of whether I can work or not. It's hard for
Exactly.
actors because it's like you're always waiting for permission
And that's why I wanted to create my own shows
do
on
your
Nickelodeon
thing.
because it's like I
Yes.
wanted to always be the last guy out the door. It's like once the show's done, you're you're like, okay, we're gonna go. Unfortunately, nothing ever ended, which was nice.
You had quite a run. I know you're.
I ended things recently, but it's just kind of nice though to be able to create and produce your own
How many
stuff.
of the figurines do you have on the building? Because I really feel like that's when you really
There was a
make
bunch.
it.
There was a
lot.
bunch. Yeah, there was a lot.
So
And they took them all off. But
they take them off?
One of the figurines in the building. The ones
Oh
on
yeah,
the
because
roof?
they redid
Yeah,
it.
they're all
But you
gone.
got that up there. That's
There's a
all
couple things in there. There's like a Danny Phantom in the stone there, But when the grass grows too high, you can't see it. It's fine. Just trim the grass. You can see it. It's there somewhere. Well, look. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? Oh, I have one thing to give you though. I have one thing to give you.
Okay.
One of my podcast guests who was on before you today. Actually,
Can we not talk about your
again.
other guests?
One of my podcast guests who was on before you recently wanted me to give you this note because they are such a huge fan of yours. You know Brizzy Voices?
Yes.
Brizzy was here today, and she wrote this note. Read the note out loud.
Oh my
Read the
gosh.
note out loud. She
I'm
gave you a
gonna
note. Gave her a
cry.
note.
She said, Gray, I almost considered staying till 2 to see you. I love you and you're wonderful. And please send Tex my love and tell him how stoked I am for his new job, which we can't talk about yet.
Yes, we can't talk about that yet.
Love Anna. Oh
Isn't
my
that
gosh.
cool?
Okay. And the cool thing about Anna, since we were just talking about
Anna
being
is Brizzy
inspirational,
Voices, yes.
I saw her, somebody sent me her YouTube, a link to her YouTube, and she was doing kind of a tribute to me on her YouTube.
Yep.
And I was like, this girl's really talented. And then I was doing a convention.
Then you got threatened.
Then the lawsuit came down.
Right, then I sued her. Yes.
No, but I was doing a convention. I was up on a panel and somebody was saying, like, are there people that you think are good? Like, who are some people that are up and coming? I said, there's a girl. She lives she was like in Illinois. I don't know where she was, like somewhere in the middle of the country.
She's from South Carolina.
That's what it was. Yeah, and I said Illinois,
that's
South
a
Carolina.
side of the country.
Know.
Yeah,
it's like it's not LA. This is my frame of reference.
There's Disneyland and there's Statue of Liberty. That's all I know. I know those two places. Yes.
Vegas in the middle. No, but in the middle. I have no concept of but right in the middle.
Suddenly they talked about geography. Yes.
That's where things took a
They're
terrible
both
turn.
super smart. Yes.
I'm an actor. I act like I know about you. Anyway, but I mentioned her and people were like, oh, yeah, we love her. And I said, she's going to do something. And I wrote to her and said, hey, if you come to LA, I will help you. Get an agent or do whatever you want. So she came to visit.
Did you follow through on the promise?
I did. That's the thing.
Good for you.
I tell people that I'm always helping people. I'm amazing.
I know you
but
are.
I am always helping people.
You are amazing.
But nobody does what you tell them to do. Like they're like, how do I get the thing? And you're like, hey, you do this, and this.
No one ever
and
does it.
after you do the things, come to me and I will help you. And 2 people out of
150.
189.
I know. Exactly. I'm the same way. I'll tell people, it's like, how do I get to be a producer like you? Well, you've got to do this, this, and this. And then you never hear from them again.
I thought that the producer package was going to show up at my house on Amazon.
Yeah, I just
was going
thought,
to open it and
I just thought to get my own show. I'm a producer. I can do it. Yeah. It's a series of steps, and every step takes faith, and it takes hard work, and all this. Yeah. But anyway, you helped her
she
out.
came, and she's like, I'm in town. I was like, you want to follow me? Shadow me for a day. So she's like, yeah. So I took her to where I do my auditions. I took her to a few little things.
She must have been freaking out.
She was just a doll, but she's so talented.
She's a doll.
And it's funny because some people are a little bit afraid of people coming in and taking our jobs and stuff. But I'm like, there's enough work for everybody. And I feel like if you put out energy and help people, that we're all like little ponds and streams, and you have to keep the water flowing.
Yes.
So otherwise you gather
Ponds
moss and
and
it gets
streams.
and it gets
The
stagnant.
metaphors are amazing. I said
Metaphor.
metaphors.
Yeah.
Metaphors. I can't
I'm
speak.
smart. Where's my script?
I am so drunk right now. I am hammered. I'm like, you can't even. I've been drinking for 3 days.
No, but if you don't help people, your stream gets stagnant.
It does.
But people are afraid. A lot of people work from a fear thing, and I don't. I like to
You know what? I have a great metaphor. I use this all the time. I just came back from Israel. Had a great trip to Israel.
Yes.
There's 2 oceans, or not oceans. There's 2 big giant bodies
Tell
of
us
water.
about
in Israel.
geography in
I'm
Israel.
going back to geography. There's the Sea of Galilee.
There's a pool.
There's a pool, and there's
At our hotel.
there's the Sea of Galilee, which has lots of lush plants around it. It has fish, birds. It's beautiful. Gives out all the water around it, right? So life grows. Then there's the Dead Sea, and nothing goes out of it. And it's this big stagnant body of water.
There are some actors who are the Dead Sea.
Are
They're like,
the-
don't help anyone.
Don't-
You're letting people in.
I'm paranoid and scared. Exactly.
I know. But then Brizzy made a movie, and who was her first call to
You.
play, the villain in it?
Me.
And
It was me. I couldn't do
and
it.
then you couldn't
It
do
was me and I
But
couldn't
then
do
she was like, have you checked with Gray? Anyway, but so.
Exactly.
So I
But
was
I think
call
then
number
the
2.
lesson here from Grey DeLisle is when you give, you get back. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to have you on the podcast.
I'm just
You're the
having
best. Give me
such
$5. Oh my
$100
gosh.
for the
$100.
podcast.
Here you go. Here's all of your cash. That's the sound of cash being given to Grey.
It's cartoon money.
Well, I can't tell you. I don't know when I'm going to see you again. I haven't seen you for a while, but I'm so glad you're here, and I can't even. It means the world to me that you came today.
Honestly,
Thank you so much.
just if we could have a tender moment for a second, you really did start my whole career, and I really do owe you so much. And you've just been with me 20 years.
20
That's
years.
amazing. You've
Well,
been through a lot of husbands. husbands.
I know.
with
I
me.
had one wife. You had like 9 husbands. I know. Well, that's okay.
But I'm so much cuter.
You were so
All right.
cute. I don't blame you for having somebody. No, but I thank you very much. But you say I started you off. I might have started you off giving you a part, but you earned it because you did so great. And
We've
you
been
always
through
made.
a lot,
And
yeah.
we have been through a lot, and I'm
You're a
so
good
glad you're
guy.
here. We have more to do too. Okay, so promise we can do some more together
I
in the
would love
future.
to,
I have more
yes.
things coming up, so I may have some more work for you. You never
I might
know.
have some more work for you.
No way.
Well, because we're gonna do your comedy special.
My comedy special.
And I'm producing. This is my producer phase of my life. So now that I
Oh
know
wow!
you're,
I gotta write 15 minutes. I can do 15.
you're not
minutes.
under contract
I-
with those
I-
monsters
Oh,
anymore.
well, we don't use the word mon. We use former.
no, like
former
fun
co-
monsters. Like woo,
Yeah,
we're marketable.
like
we're,
puffin stuff. Exactly. That's a reference from the 70s.
Yes,
okay, and
the
with
kids
that,
are gonna love it.
Hey, listen. Anything else you want to say before we close?
I love you.
I love you too.
And I
Thank
love you
you.
guys.
Yeah, we love you.
Thanks
It's
for
Grey
watching.
DeLisle. Hey guys, thanks for listening, and we appreciate. Tune in to Speech Bubble next time when Grey DeLisle says.
What was I supposed to say?
I meant something.
Butch Hartman is the best ever.
There we go. All right, roll the theme music.